I'm my brother's keeper. I'm my sister's guide. Standing here together with nothing left to hide. We lift each other up when the world feels torn apart. We're keepers of the flame. We're the healers of the heart.
Hello, welcome to my other's keeper. As I take a bite, I'm sorry. I literally opened the door, had something to eat, went to the bathroom, and started. So I've been home for less than 2 minutes.
Girl, take a bite.
What?
It's fine.
All right. So I'm going to mute me while I chew. You can chat for a sec.
Sounds good. I can chat.
Tell me what's been going on with your day.
Oh, just work. But I got my hours switched earlier so I can pick up a second job. So we'll see where that goes. But I'm basically going to do it so that I have 2 days out of my week in a row where I'm not working 2 jobs. So I'll work 7 days a week, but it won't be like full time at the second job. So it should be good. Hello, Daniel, Aria, Brian, Marie. Living my best life at 60. BodyIllusion. It's a good group.
Let me guess. My mic didn't mute. So you've been listening to me crunch.
I couldn't hear it. I don't know.
Okay. Thank you.
I think you're good. I was talking pretty loud, so maybe it covered it up.
No, it's okay. Hey, Body, how you doing?
Hi.
Hi. Oh, I can't hear you. No.
Check your settings and make sure the microphone is set to pick up your voice.
I make that same face. Yeah. Mother, you did raise me this way. That's why I am this way. See? Yeah. So while BodyIllusion's trying to figure out her microphone, and I'm trying to figure out why on earth I couldn't mute mine, I just want to say hi, Aria, Mama, Brian, Daniel, Indigo's here. Who else is here? Marie. Who else we got? Oh, we've got Echo. And wonderful. Oh, wonderful. And I'm glad y'all have been in the chat and interacting, etc. Because frankly,
hi, is that Body?
Body, are you trying to talk? Oh, that might be Other helping her out.
Oh, hi.
Now your camera's freezing. Perhaps try and turn it off and turn it on.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Sort of. Here, let me just.
Do you want me to go back out and come back in?
Yeah, try that.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So are we all frozen or is it just BodyIllusion?
I think it's just Body. I just was sitting still.
Okay.
For once.
Sounds good. Yes. So you got another job. You're going to have.
Or I'm going
Thank
to
you,
get
Aria.
another job. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Quite a number of years ago, I had, when I'm talking quite a number, I'm talking like more than 25. I had 2 jobs, and there were some days when I was working 13 hours in a day, and then some days when I was working 4. There really wasn't a whole lot of middle ground. How you doing, Body? Are you on now?
Can you hear me now?
Yay!
Still nothing?
Yay!
No, we can
Nope,
hear
you're good.
you.
You're good. Woohoo!
All right.
All
We have
right.
touchdown.
Yes. And thank you to your beloved child for helping us out. Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, my technical advisor. Yes.
We love
Yes,
him. We love
your
him.
technical advisor, your own personal IT department.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
I saw his arm in the shot there a little bit. So yeah.
Yeah.
So how have you been today?
I've been good, actually, very good. It's been quite eventful, which is always fun. Is always fun.
Isn't
How
it,
about
though?
you two? How about you two?
I've been out and about, not expecting to be out and about. My daughter's best friend phoned me up, and just in a panic because she had gotten sick and she was pulled off to the side of the road, and she's like, I can't get home, and her mom wasn't home and nobody could help her, and I'm like, okay, yep, I'm there. So yeah, went and helped her out. That's why I was away from home after devotional, and that's what made me take so long to get here. So yeah, had to drive
That's
into the
okay.
city and do
That's
some stuff
okay.
and then drive home.
Yeah, it is scary.
Totally
when
worth it.
you get
Totally worth
sick
it.
when you're
Yeah.
in transit. It's not fun.
No, exactly. And
Yeah.
she was pulled off on the side of the highway. I mean, it's not even like she could pull into like a neighborhood. She was on the highway.
Yeah, I
So,
Yeah. Or
when
even
I
a parking
having
lot. You know?
panic attacks
oh yeah,
in my
no.
20s, I never knew what those were until I was driving once. And
Mm,
literally my entire body was shaking to the point where I was like, okay, if I and then I was driving so slow, someone called the cops. But right, because I was driving like 10 miles an
right.
hour on a 30.
Ooh,
I pulled
yeah.
up into a Taco Bell,
Mm-hmm.
and then the cop came over. Well, the cop kind of followed me to the Taco Bell because I was like, I need to get into the parking lot. And then
Yeah.
I was like,
Uh-huh.
rolled down the window, and he's like, okay, here's some water. You're because I
Oh,
didn't know
that's
what
so
was
nice.
I didn't know what was happening. Like, what's wrong with me? I'm
Yeah.
not crazy. Like, I can't drive
Yeah.
right now. I was so upset. And he was like, okay, just take a deep breath. Try to drink this water. Like, he knew what a panic attack was. So it was a very interesting.
Yeah. A
I
very
don't even
beneficial
remember
experience
what
too.
stress caused it, but I think I was working 2 jobs at that point. So I was coming home from job number 2,
Oh,
and it was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I just
remember
remember,
this
like you were
lesson, my
saying
child.
earlier, like the last time I had to work 2 jobs, I was in my 20s, and I was having health problems because they hadn't found the thyroid cancer yet.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
so, like, that was stressful at that point. But yeah, I'm hoping now that I have my other stuff managed, it won't be as bad.
For sure. Once your health is managed, it's so much easier to manage other things. Ugh, I have an eyelash in my eye or something.
Yes.
I hate when that happens.
Is
One
that
time
what
it
it is?
happened
Yeah.
when I had a contact in. Like, I got an eyelash underneath my contact,
Uh-huh.
and I just had
Oh,
to,
that's
like,
painful.
call a friend to my house because
Oh.
I'm like, I can't even see to it was a whole thing.
Oh, my word. Oh,
But yeah, I mean, the week
so,
got better. I was having a rough time this month already, but it got
were
better
you?
this week, so I'm just
Well,
hoping.
that's good.
Yeah, I'm supporting a lot of
Oh,
friends
that's
going
good.
through
That's good.
right now, so
So it's getting more positive as the week ends. Is that what you're
yeah.
saying?
And I talked to a couple people and just kind of like I tend to like put feelings aside and deal with facts, but there's only so much you can do that before the feelings like come out. And so I think
Yeah,
just like
they
I
just
lost
gush.
my shit watching a comic last night with my roommate, and I'm like, it's not even that funny, but I was just like, and then I talked to Crystal Rising Phoenix for like an hour before I went to bed, and like those two things just being like, I have been on a no news binge since like lockdown. I do not watch the news. I read articles once a month, and I just haven't been doing any of that. And then because I'm like, my friends are already panicking, and so it just got a bit much. Like the inauguration, I kind of ignored it, and then you know.
Yeah, that just happened. Yeah, it didn't happen in my world either. You know, it was just
sorry,
another day.
Oh, Marie, that is so something I would do.
Oh my gosh, have you ever put? One time I put my glasses on my face, but I was so tired I didn't remember I put them on, and then I'm like, I can't find my glasses, and my roommate literally walked me into the bathroom and turned me at the mirror. He's like, "What's on your face?" And I'm like, "I don't remember putting them on."
I will get ready for bed and I'll be ready to lie down, and my glasses will be off my face, and I'll reach up to grab my glasses, and then I'll like, psych. I'm just, yeah. You can't lie to yourself, but I try. So, yes. Yeah, the interesting times need to stop for a while. Brian's right. Yes, may you be born in interesting times. It's a, is it a Greek or a Chinese word?
Interesting times.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I wasn't sure if Indigo was going to make it or not, because earlier we were going to be on
with Kia.
Channel, right? Yeah, and that kind of
her
good
daughter,
luck with her and
that
her
emergency, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot. So like it's a lot for everyone right now, and
I know. Like, what's up with today?
It's the month. January sucks.
And it's almost the end, and we haven't had nearly enough drama. So, yeah.
Oh, so we're gonna add it all to the end?
Yes, we have to tack it on the end, because otherwise, February would suck. We're not going to do that.
It would ooze over.
Yeah. Mandy McGee was having a panic attack last night.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, honey.
All that stuff with the aviation, because he nixed like 3,000 jobs and fired a bunch of air traffic controllers, and lo and behold, a serious air traffic accident happened.
That's right.
Yes.
I mean,
now,
it's not those people.
That's what Mandy does. Is an air traffic controller? Is that what she does for a living?
No. So, but the accident
am I lost?
Heard from
the president. Did the president, or just the airport?
No, that he fired the head of TSA. He fired like 3,000 air traffic controllers. And then an airplane and a helicopter collided because there was no one directing the air traffic.
Mm-hmm.
And all of it on top of all the stuff.
And air traffic.
Yeah, it's just crazy right now.
Oh, is it ever? Yeah.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi,
Barbie. Hey, Barbie.
Yeah, and air traffic controllers, they're stressed enough without having less help. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then I had a friend
I know a couple of air traffic controllers, and I don't know one that doesn't have an ulcer.
No, exactly. I had a friend who asked me, like, my job's stressful. Do you think I should quit and become an air traffic controller? I'm like, yeah, sure. They need some.
Yeah. They do need them, but it's not going to calm down. It's crazy. It's a crazy job. It takes a certain person to do that.
Yep, it sure does. Aria, one time ordered glasses online, and I got them in the mail. Decided I didn't need to pay for the extra thinner glasses. That's a bad thing right there. I got them and they were so thick. Yeah. No, I get my glasses online all the time.
So happy.
I have been getting my glasses. Now. Pardon?
I'm so glad that they thin the lenses out to the frames now, because in the 90s my glasses were like, no joke, like this thick,
Coke
because they
bottles.
didn't
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we always call them. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, the one that
No, I
wears
get
the
my.
Coke bottle glasses.
Aria,
know.
that's funny. And he said he
Sorry,
measured them.
but let's be honest.
No, I've been getting my glasses online from Zenni Optical for dozens of years. Easily
Uh,
15 years, possibly 20.
I really want to
And
get a frames from Paired. It's a company
mm,
that you can just buy magnetic
just the
frames
little,
from. So
yep.
like your base frames can be clear, like gray, blue, whatever color, but then they're all magnetic, and they'll send
Yep.
you like packages of magnet frames that you can put on top, so you can like change them.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Oh, no.
I've seen
Over
that.
an inch and a half thick. How blind are you, Aria?
Oh my
Oh, my
gosh.
word.
How heavy
That's worse
are
than
they?
me.
Because I've seen
Woo.
Kim and Body's faces so much without my glasses on right now, I'm aware I can see your features because I know where your face is, but like you're blurry without my
Yeah, I
glasses.
would not be able to tell you who was
Like,
whom.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you happen to know your prescription?
not off the top of my head. I need a new one. I need to go to my eye doctor.
Oh, okay. Oh, Aria had
Oh, okay.
LASIK. She's not blind anymore. Nice.
I asked my eye doctor about
Now,
that.
do you have halo?
They said,
A
what?
lot of people that have halos at night.
See, I have halos at night, but I haven't had LASIK. And I haven't had LASIK because my pupils are just within literally a millimeter of being too big to do LASIK. And I'm like, yeah, that's
It's
something I don't need to do.
also
So,
not just the size
Wow.
of the pupils, it's also your age. So
yeah.
the more refined you get,
Mm-hmm.
the more your eyes, they can have bigger changes, like they can get worse faster. So they said, like,
Oh,
I
wow.
could get LASIK now in my 30s, but they were like,
Right.
to be honest with you, there's like an eye surgery I could get to make my this eye straight. But they were basically like, yeah, and then when you turn 50, it could just go back. So you could spend all this money and time on this surgery that's just going to revert anyway due to like natural
Exactly.
aging. And I'm like, well, it's been like this my whole life. And I
Yeah.
forget until children just say stuff and then parents get embarrassed. I'm like, listen, I don't care. Like
You
when
just have more
I
peripheral vision than
Yeah, I've
anyone
heard it
else.
all your life.
mom was like, you can't ask that question. And I was like, okay, I'm going to let her parent this child. And then I was like, oh, well, there's a reason it's like this, but children just are blunt like that. If they want to know
Yeah.
something, they're like, why is it weird? And I'm
Yeah.
like, well,
You want a,
I was like,
you want a
next
piece
time.
of trivia?
It was really
What's
fun.
Want a piece of trivia?
Sure.
Demi Moore, when she decided to become an actress, she was on a soap opera. She got a job on a soap opera. I think it was All My Children or General Hospital. That's what it was. Before she
Demi
got
Moore?
on,
Hmm.
Demi Moore, Mary, you know who I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. 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 Those are the two that I used
Oh,
to watch, and I don't remember her.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. She was only
Okay.
on for a very long time, very short time.
Oh, okay.
Uh, and she was a friend of a friend of a friend, kind of thing. So she was just kind of in and out. Anyway, so she was on General Hospital, but once she got the job on General Hospital, she had her eye done because she has,
Oh,
the wandering eye, and she had her eye done. And
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know
she might have had a
if she has to have
lazy
it done,
eye,
like you were
for
saying,
lack
or
of a better
what,
word,
you
because
know?
um,
Mm-hmm.
so what I have is ocular motor dysfunction, and it's because I was born premature, so my muscles never fully developed. Whereas people with lazy
Oh,
eyes, their muscles are fully developed. They just need more like physical therapy training to get stronger and like
Yep.
center the eye. So for people who have lazy eye, it's a lot easier to do the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
Oh,
interesting.
maybe that's what it
I
was.
see a model on a magazine once, and I was like, why do I keep coming back to this magazine? And I realized because they didn't Photoshop her eye. And I was like, are we finally accepting that you can be a model with a lazy eye or like with a whatever and not airbrush it?
Any
Like
imperfection.
that would be amazing for people to see.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure
Yeah.
that eye issues are very common. Like they can't. I mean,
for
look at
sure.
out of 3 of us have glasses in this call. So
Uh-huh.
like obvious.
Yeah, I noticed that. We were all talking about glasses and we're all going, yeah.
Yeah,
But that's,
exactly.
yeah, but as soon as the doctor said, well, you need reading glasses, I said, well, give me bifocals. And he goes, well, you don't need
Mhm.
them for
Interesting.
far away. And I went, I'm not wearing them on a leash. I'm
Yeah.
going to put them on, and I'm going to wear them, and I'll wear a glass, and I'll wear, I am not wearing them on a leash. Just let me throw them on. I'm too
Yeah.
nosy. I want to see what's going on.
I have progressives. So there's distance, medium, and then close. And
Yeah,
it's not that line like a bifocal would have. And
right.
a lot of people, when they get those, will
Hey, Daisy.
end up being very dizzy at first, trying to see top to bottom and all of that. I had no problem with transitioning to progressives. And my doctor says it's because my glasses are so big. Had I gone for a
Oh, okay.
thinner, like a shorter lens, then the
Uh-huh.
transition would have to be very stark. And
Right.
yeah, so yeah. Hi, Brazy. Nice to see you. Glad you're here.
Hi, Gracie. The queen. The queen. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, my mom had eye surgery, had corrective eye surgery in the was it the 80s or the 90s? In the very early 90s, I seem to recall. And yeah, Mom, you should comment and tell that procedure, because it was one of the very first people I had ever known to have corrective surgery for their eyes.
Was it like the original LASIK kind of?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of
Yeah,
corrective surgery?
yeah.
Wow.
Did you
Wow.
know, or in the States, did they have gimbal clinics? Gimbal eye laser surgery or something like that?
I'm not
That doesn't
sure,
ring a
but I know
bell.
that
Okay.
when the LASIK first came out, there were a lot of like, oh, they didn't do it enough or they did it too much and all this. Like it was
Yes.
very like touch and go for a while.
No,
Yeah.
it was the
It was
gimbal
quite
laser eye centers.
experimental.
And my
Uh-huh.
mom actually was operated on by Dr. Gimbal himself. So like she got the
Oh,
guy who knew what
okay.
he was doing, which that was awesome. Because yeah, they
Makes all
didn't
the
mess up on
difference.
her, and her prescription was terrible. Terrible. My sister, the one with the white hair that you've met, Glennis, she
Hmm.
had her eyes fixed, and they actually had to put a contact lens in her eye because
Well, that's a
her
new type
correction.
of correction they do. It's
Yeah.
my friends had that. My twin friends both had the procedure done at the same time. I
Oh
swear
wow.
these girls have never been apart since they were conceived. Like
Oh wow.
I feel like they've lived together their whole life. But yeah, they were telling me they're like, yeah, this isn't like a regular surgery. Basically, what they're doing is putting like an extra layer in your retina.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
See, when I
And
talk about the
Brian had.
science of it, I'm okay, but like eye stuff and like I can watch like scary movies or
Oh, okay.
like thrillers and like blood, but anytime anything goes for someone's eyes, I'm like, I'm out.
Oh
I'm
really?
gone. I can't do
Yeah.
eye stuff.
One of my daughters, it's teeth. She cannot
See?
handle teeth. Are you familiar with the TV show Bones?
Yes.
Okay. During one season, there was a villain named Gormagon, And one of the features of Gormagon is that they would steal the teeth out of corpses, out of like they'd rob the grave and steal the teeth.
Okay.
And they created a set of dentures with eye teeth, using only the eye teeth. So they were all these jagged from all of these different people.
Okay.
Oh, and that whole season just was too much for her. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there is people that do file them, so they all peek and they all point.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
mean, there is that thing going on. I don't know. I like mine
Okay,
too
so
much. Just the way they
Mom
are.
says she had PRK. I don't know what PRK is because she was very nearsighted and had an astigmatism. But the cataract surgery hasn't been successful because of the early PRK surgery. Interesting. Oh.
And usually cataracts are
Alright.
one of the easiest ones to do. I understand. I don't
Okay.
know. I've never had one, but usually
Yeah.
it's pretty much a outpatient kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
I
is.
realized I
It
was
is.
muted when I was saying what it was. I was like, blah, 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 and I was muted. It basically reshapes your cornea to fix the nearsighted
Uh-huh.
issue, but I could see the way that cataracts works with the anatomy of your eye. I could see that prior reshaping causing issues.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Because
absolutely.
cataracts kind of make your eye foggy, for lack of a
Mhm.
better word, like over the top. So if you've already had
Yes,
something go
right.
over the top and reshape your eye, now you're
Mhm.
having a second thing go over the top. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could.
Wow.
That's interesting. See, I love the science behind it. As long as I don't see a picture or a video of how it works, I'll read the science all day. I just can't look at the pictures. Like at the eye doctor, I always get really creeped out by, I don't know why every eye doctor has the poster of creepy things that happen to your eyes. And I asked the eye doctor one time, I was like, do people really not freaking see this when they look in the mirror? And she's
If
like,
they
you'd
can't
be
see, they don't see
surprised
it.
that your brain like blocks out the horror of it. But I'm like, but in this photo, it's all gross. Like
Yeah.
you would
Yeah.
think if your eye turned black, you would notice looking in the mirror that your eye wasn't white. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know where
That's
you
true.
go, honey. I don't remember ever seeing those pictures. Have you, Kim?
It's an
Seen those
I
pictures
have.
of
optometrist.
the eye doctor?
I have. My eye
Yes.
doctor has those nasty pictures too.
Maybe
Yep.
maybe I'm one of those that blocks it out.
Let me see. Open your eyes really big. Let's see. Let's do an eye exam real quick. They look good to me. I like it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
My
Okay,
full medical
professional
opinion
assessment.
here.
I'm so
Yes,
glad
yes.
that my eye doctor moved to a less stressful version of the glaucoma drop test. So they have now this like tiny little machine that does an air puff. So
Yep.
they don't have to like numb your eye
Okay.
anymore. Which
Oh no,
was
they still okay.
Or
Oh,
They
I
still
guess
do that part
that's
because with mine, because I have diabetes, they have to go an extra step. So they do the blood pressure, they do the puff test, but then they want to look way at the back of my cornea at something else. So they do numb the eye, they do the pupil dilation, and then I can't see for like a day and a half. So
I
yeah.
used to do those.
Yeah, but that
like,
puff
before
thing,
school.
because you're
Like
sitting there
I was
and
like, Mom,
you're waiting for the puff.
or the test
Anyway.
where they put like a thing over your eye and they're like, which one looks more clear? This one
I
or this
know.
one? But they do it like, and then they're like, follow
Yeah,
my finger.
one
And
or
my
two.
doctor was like,
One or two.
I realized that my doctor had a reflective service thing on their back wall, and she's like, stop reading the eye test through the reflection. And I'm like, it's not my fault that there was a cheat there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She's like, look forward, stop cheating. We need to actually see what your eyes are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm still chewing.
Okay.
Marie, actually, I have the start of a cataract in my right eye, just the tiniest start. So I know within the next however long, I'm also going to need lens replacements at some point too.
Our eyes are fascinating and
Well,
yet terrifying.
well, especially as light as we are, you and I, and
I'm very
Indigo,
white.
you're quite light. You're
This
quite
is
lightly
my
too.
natural
You know,
white.
they always tell us put on sunglasses because we are more susceptible to the cataracts and the sunlight and stuff
Oh
like that.
yeah,
You
last
know.
time I went to
Yeah,
the eye
it's a
doctor, I
sunlight
got
thing.
prescription sunglasses. Well, these
Yep.
have blue light refraction
Mhm.
in the lens, which they can't do the coating and the coating for transition lenses at the same time. So I ended up
Mhm.
getting like prescription sunglasses instead.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
yeah, no,
Okay.
I am this white. If anyone was wondering, I'm not using any filters. I am in fact
There's
like
no
this
filter.
white.
I actually am translucent, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She really
I
does
took the work.
glow in the
Fun fact, at my
dark.
current job, they didn't tell me they were doing work photos like on a
Oh.
certain day, and I wore like this really cute like coral top. But then they put
Oh,
me by like a white wall. And I
Mhm.
literally blended into the wall so badly. They were like, you have to wear colors next time. Please wear like a dark color and retake your work photo because we can't see you.
Love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Aria and Barbie, I want to know what a trigger shot is. A trigger shot injection. So that would be very interesting to find out. And my mother is a cruel, cruel woman. Personally, I think it was from having a red-haired child. It was draining. That's why she's so white.
and you know what? I wasn't sure what we were going to be talking about today, so I did a little bit of research on redheads and blue eyes and green
Awesome.
eyes because I went, okay, there's going to be some redheads. Let's,
Red
you
hair
know.
is a recessive trait, and so is
It
green eyes,
is.
which means you have to
Yeah.
have 2
Uh-huh.
redheads and 2 green-eyed people, or a hazel-eyed person with more green in order to
Mhm.
have a green eyes and red hair.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
My
Yeah.
grandfather was a
Uh-huh.
redhead, and I didn't get it, and I'm mad about that.
For our family, the red hair actually comes from the Norwegian side because it was my Norwegian great grandmother who had the red hair. My mom
Okay.
has all the British stuff going on, so probably somewhere on her side there's red hair, but the only redhead was on my dad's side. Now, having said that, there was my great grandmother, and then nobody in the next line, and then there's myself and a cousin. And so when we found Tanya and we saw that she had this bright red hair, I was so excited. And she looked, she's like, I didn't know where my red hair came from. I'm like, it came from us.
Uh,
So,
well,
yeah.
I'm the only one in my family that has red hair. I have a third cousin that has red hair. So I'm the only one
Yeah.
that has red hair. So you have to understand my age. So when I was little, teeny tiny, people would ask me, well, where would I get my red hair? Where'd you get your red hair
Yeah.
from? Where'd you get your red hair from? And comment that the adults in the family always told me, and so this is what I said was, I got it from the Iceman.
Oh, no.
Now, remember when they had the Iceman?
Yes. Yes. Oh, wow.
That's what I said. I got it from the Iceman because I'm the only one with red hair. Only one. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Everybody else is toe heads, if that means anything
Wow.
to you.
Yeah, my
They're
sister was.
all
Oh,
like
why did
bleach
that
blonde.
post 3 times?
Yeah.
Sorry, my
Okay.
keyboard went
What are you
insane and
talking?
posted things 3 times for some reason. Oh,
Wow. Wow.
Go in and
Okay.
delete those.
So Aria was adopted
Well,
and had her first
did,
baby, who she also
did we
gave
even
up
get
for
a
adoption.
chair?
But the baby came out with red
Okay.
hair. Yep. So yeah, it
Now,
is.
see,
like Body says, it is a recessive gene.
It's interesting. Yeah, it is. It is recessive, and it's
Mhm.
and it's Oops, 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 oops. We're trying to put that up. So yeah, uh, Edinburgh,
Edinburgh, yeah.
Scotland.
Edinburgh, yeah.
Is considered the world's capital for the redheads.
I
Sounds
It's
can
just,
say
right.
there
yeah,
are a lot of
which
redheads
makes
there
sense.
having been there before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I said I agree. I have been there before. There are a lot of redheads there.
There,
sure.
really?
Yep.
More
Oh,
than
that would be
I
so
would say
cool.
like probably a higher density of it of them are in a specific area because like it
It's
is
very Highland.
not a capital city, but you know what I mean. It is like a more
It's a major city.
popular area, major city.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was
Right.
like, yeah. I want to go
Yeah.
back to Scotland so much. Like it was so beautiful.
Let's see. See, okay.
Really?
So Marie, I've done the same thing. Do you see my lighter bit here under my watch? There's just fewer freckles, is basically what it is.
Yeah.
I go
Yeah.
That's
lobster
the
and
light
then I'm
part.
so
Did you ever get asked that one too? Where do you have freckles?
When I was little,
Back in the day.
of course they called
Back in
it
the day.
angel kisses, right?
Yeah.
But yes, you're right, Mom. In
You're
Scotland, they're
right.
called gingers. Oh, hi, Krimmel.
Yeah.
Welcome to
They
my
are.
channel.
They are.
listen, if there's
And
any cute
then
single Scottish people out there, just saying.
my mom used to tell me that I got freckles because I was getting tanned in front of the screen door.
Oh, okay.
So it got all those little, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
And then it's the classic. Well, if you get tan enough, they'll all run together. Did you ever
Yes.
hear that one? If you get tan enough, they'll
Well, and
all
they
run
do.
together and
They
you
do
get a nice tan.
in certain times. Yep.
They end up, yeah. What an odd conversation, but yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for today.
See, I'm like
Yes.
I'm hopeful
I
that
don't tan
also
very well.
twins run in my family and there haven't been twins in a while.
Oh, there you go.
So it's up
Yeah.
to some generation, either my sister's kids or me, I guess.
Okay, raise of hands or something like that. How many redheads, how many gingers do we have here today? So there's myself, there's Body Illusion,
I
there's
clearly
Barbie.
have brown hair.
Indigo has brown hair, but that could be artificial. We don't know if you've colored it or not.
Nope, that's my natural.
Okay.
Is it? Yeah, it's just really
Yeah,
dark.
it is.
Yeah.
And well, it
I
probably
colored
doesn't.
it.
It's
I
probably
colored
not.
it last year to add in more low lights of like different, like honey
Mhm.
color and like different shades because the amount of people
Yep.
who think I'm dying when I have my natural hair color because I'm so pale,
Ooh.
they
Yeah.
actually think I'm like unhealthily ill. I'm like, no, I'm fine.
Okay.
But I'm so pale
Yeah.
and my hair is so dark that people are
Dark.
like concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
The
having black
contrast.
hair, but it didn't do well for my like looking healthy thing. So
Black is too harsh. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved it though.
Okay,
It was
so
a
we
fun
have
time.
Brian
Light
has a
brown.
ginger beard.
Well,
Retired
retired
red.
red.
I don't know that I've seen you before. Nice to see you. Glad you're here.
Retired red
Yes.
redhead.
Yes, she is a redhead. She
She's
is
a
a true
redhead.
redhead. Yes.
Barbie's
Yes.
natural is a light brown. Okay. Not a ginger, but freckled the same.
Not a
That's
ginger.
right. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's another
That
thing that
comes
came
too.
from
You don't have to have
my
red hair.
thyroid surgery is they were like, oh, we're putting you on these medications and now you're going to be super sun sensitive. So now I'm basically like have to wear a hat all the time. I always wear sunscreen all year.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because I'm translucent, so any sun will basically burn me, and I'll still be like, I didn't understand what people getting tan was because I would burn and then just still be white. I'm like, I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
getting a tan is because I'm too white.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I was in high
My,
school,
my,
tanning
Yeah,
beds
I
were
okay.
starting to be really, really popular. So my mom, because I am very white, my mom's like, "Oh, gee, Kim has always wanted to tan. So let's get her tanning sessions." So she did that, and then she got me some sunblock to wear with this
like
tanning.
bronzer.
So I go in there, and the lowest amount of time you were allowed that they could turn the bed on to, I think, was something like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So I went in there with this stuff all over me for 8 minutes. I was so red. So red.
Oh yeah.
So I waited a while.
Yeah.
I waited like a week. And then I put lots more on my torso because like that's where it really burned. And I'm like, oh, I need a lot more on here to protect me. I ended up with 2nd-degree burns with blisters everywhere. So I went to the doctor
Oh my.
who happened to be
Oh no.
Indian. He's like, Kim, I am brown. You are not brown. I should tan. You should not tan. He's like, so don't ever do that again. So yeah, it
That's
was
really
bad.
funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Those blisters and everything. And
Me
they get
too,
Oh
Aria.
yeah,
everywhere because you're
it's
in a
bad.
tanning booth. They'll get on your feet, they'll get on your arms, they'll get everywhere because everywhere's hanging out, in those tanning booths.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
actually,
Oh,
it
it's
yeah.
wasn't
Rick.
it wasn't the tanning booth that burnt me. It was a chemical burn because it was only the places where I
Oh,
put the chemical on that burnt that badly. So
oh, okay. So it was your torso and stuff that burned.
it was my torso. It was specifically right there. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that sounds painful.
yeah, it was not fun.
Yeah,
I've been told your
of
light is
course.
so white it's
You can't wear a
blinding.
shirt, you can't wear
Absolutely.
pants.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have tattoos on one of my legs, and
Mm-hmm.
I forget that when I wear pants for like the whole winter, how white my legs get.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to tattoo artists and they'll be like, are you this naturally pale?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Well, it's great for us because people are gonna see our work so easily.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
Mm-hmm.
the colors will
Mm-hmm.
just pop out of your white skin." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's why I like tattoos so much."
Yeah. So
So
yeah,
how many
laying
do
out in
you
the sun
have?
with oil and
Uh, uh
then the oils and the
14?
sunblock. Well, I did air quotes for sunblock because it's not a sunblock that they give you to go in a tanning bed. It is an
No.
accelerant. So
Hmm.
I thought it was sunblock. It wasn't. It was an
Oh,
accelerant. So it was just
yeah,
that much worse. Just
yeah.
oh my
Yeah, and
word. Yeah, and you're right, Aria. We get our money's worth for our tattoos. That's for sure.
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
consider my arm one tattoo. It's gonna be a full sleeve. So technically there's like parts of the design. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Oh,
like,
so it's
okay,
a
it's
process.
14 because I consider my arm all one, even though it's multiple
Mm.
tattoos, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Have I shown you guys my tattoo? I'm gonna go on and
I
see
think
if
No.
I
you
can find
posted
a
a photo to
Should we get some
attach.
music? Dun, 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 dun,
on
dun,
Facebook.
dun, 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 dun. What
Well,
Lord we shall
it's
think?
on my thigh. It's up here on my
Oh,
thigh.
okay, okay.
So yeah, no, I'm not going to
Uh,
show you in person. I am going to see though if I have a photograph.
That's the OnlyFans. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
yeah,
Other
right.
website. Yeah. Okay, so you all talk among yourselves. I'm gonna see if I can find a photo of it.
Okay, okay, okay.
I mean, I have a background on right now,
Mostly covered
so
with tattoos.
let me a
Yeah.
sec. There
Ooh,
is not laundry behind me. But
yeah.
I haven't gotten work done on it in a while because I have to sit for a long ass time. But I'm like, I'm getting my arm done.
Mhm.
So there's a dolphin, a jellyfish, and a stingray. It's very distracting trying to show you my arm while my camera is mirrored. Because it's like
Yeah.
flipping where things are. So like the whole outside is done and it'll be shaded all up. Like so the whole arm is gonna be in color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I have just patchwork stuff on my left
Okay.
leg for like Friday the 13th. I got a ghost pepper and it has a little ghost mask because I thought a pun was funny. Because get it a ghost pepper, so it's a ghost.
Uh-huh.
Kim is like, no, leave the chat. My
Wow. Wow.
And then I have the one on my wrist that says alive, and then I have one here that's a Stephen King reference. It's the loser lover tattoo, but it's in my hand, my
Mhm.
friend's handwriting. So
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah.
most of mine are in areas I can cover, like if I have to, like so I love blazers and the whole like I guess the whole European school uniform look. But it's great to have so many blazers in my closet because if I do interviews, I just keep the blazer on the whole time, which kind of sucks in the
Right.
summer, but
But it looks good. Looks very professional, I'm sure.
oh, thanks, Aria. They're one of my favorite bands. I've seen them like 3 times now. I missed them last year. I was bummed. They're really good live. Simple Plan is
Oh,
also Canadian from French Canada.
oh, really?
hmm Lead singer's name is Pierre. Anyway, random band info.
There you go. There you
Me
go.
too,
Always
Aria.
good
My
to know.
first concert with them was 15, and then 2 years ago, I saw them with The Offspring and Sum 41. It was a good time. I took extra days off work anytime I go to a concert because I scream and I jump around, and my body reminded me I'm 30s and not 20s now. It
Yeah.
didn't like the jumping so much, but I was like,
Aria liked it.
Okay, so who did you see in concert?
Simple Plan. They're a
Oh,
pop
I've heard
punk
they're good.
band from Canada. I can't remember
Yep.
what part of Canada. I think they're in Toronto maybe
Yeah, I think they're
nowadays
in Ontario. Yeah.
or Ontario, yeah.
Yeah,
But
Toronto
they're
is a city in
so good
Ontario.
live.
Yeah.
Like it was really funny as they were playing the set. My friend's like, "Why are you making that face?" And I'm like, "Because this is the exact set they played at the first concert I ever went to, except now their new hit single and 2 other songs are in the mix." But this is almost exactly the set they played at my very first concert. It was so cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, because
Aria, but I
a
can
lot of bands
imagine
don't
going to
like
a
to do
concert
that.
pregnant.
A lot
That's a
of bands
lot.
don't like to do that.
Oh yeah, they do that. Those type. Oh, we lost. Oh, okay, she's back.
Sorry, yeah, we all just kind of went away for a moment there. Okay.
We
And
blipped.
we shuffled.
Quebec. Yep,
We
they're
did. We
originally from
shuffled.
Quebec, but they're in I think they live in, like Kim said, they
Okay.
live in Ontario now.
Oh, okay.
But they
Ah.
will tattoo tiny spots for radiation treatments. So they know
Yeah.
where to like put the radiation.
Yeah. Both of my brothers-in-law have tattoos for their radiations. I'm pretty sure you all know this, but my 2 brothers-in-law have both had breast cancer. So one of them had it in both
Okay.
sides, and the other one just had it in one side, but then had all the tissue removed off the other side, the just in cases, right?
Just to stay safe, yeah.
So absolutely.
Like for me,
Yeah.
I was so close to it spreading that when they found, because they thought there was just a tumor on one side, But they're like, so
Mhm.
we're going to be aggressive and take the whole thing out. And then when they did the post-op biopsy, because they do that, they take the organ out, and then after they do it, they do like an additional biopsy on it. And they're like, oh
Right.
yeah, okay, so apparently you actually had 2
Mhm.
tumors, and we removed it before it would have hit your lymph nodes. Because your thyroid is like, it's like 2
Oh,
pieces
nice.
with the middle section. And so like
Yep.
it was on the left side and the middle, and they thought it was just on one
Mhm.
side. But yeah,
Oh,
so
wow. Wow.
that was
Okay.
after 6 years of me going to my old doctor being like, "Hey, there's a problem, lol."
Yep.
The Lido shuffle.
That's it. You got to speak up for yourself, or they just don't listen. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They don't listen.
Well, I also went to Northwestern Medical Center, which is like a really good hospital system in Chicago. They're like one of the leading
Oh.
cancer research hospitals.
Mhm.
So
Uh-huh.
they go, "Oh, there's a problem. These are the
Really?
scans you," because I remember when I went in for my initial ultrasound, I thought I was just going to be there for like an hour, and then I go home and they're like, "So, can we send you to this other department to get another scan?" And I was like, "That sounds like a not fun
Yeah.
question to ask."
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they sent me
Yeah.
to the radiation department because they do this. You have to take radioactive iodine, and then they scan your neck, basically. Um,
Mhm.
Right.
it was an interesting journey. I've been in so many
Wow.
scanners, and they were like, "Did you just take a nap in the scanner?" And I'm like, "I I've been here for
I
5
have no
hours,
idea of
man.
what you
I'm
speak.
tired."
Yeah. I don't know. Was I snoring?
But you know how you were saying, like, redheads have a higher tolerance to anesthetic? So the reason why I was like,
Yep.
"Okay, I'm not a redhead, but redheads run in my family," is because they did all the things right. They weighed
Absolutely.
me before, like, I walk in for a day of surgery, they re-weighed me, they did all this stuff, and, like, the amount they gave me didn't knock me out. I was still awake when they were, like, taking me to the OR. I was like, "Can I get a warm
Oh,
blanket?"
no.
They're like, "Why aren't you asleep?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's not my job to do this." So I just
Right.
remember them lifting me
That's
onto
right.
the OR table, and then the anesthesiologist is like, "What state would you like to visit on vacation?" And I was
Oh,
like,
no.
"Hawaii," and then I fell asleep, like, instantly. It was funny though, because they were like,
Oh,
literally,
no.
they're like, "Why aren't you asleep yet?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's adrenaline. This is my first major surgery. Who knows? I have redheads in my
Yep.
family. I don't know which one do you. Mercury's in retrograde. There could be a million reasons.
Right.
Yeah.
Pluto's a planet, but here we are. Um, you cannot take Pluto away from me,
No,
because
that's
then my
right. I
acronym
agree.
doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
My very
Yeah. I
educated
was
mother
raised,
just
Pluto
served
was a
us 9
planet.
pizzas.
So,
I need the pizzas, man. You can't take my pizza party. Justice for Pluto. I did not know that snails have teeth. I don't know why this like freaks me out. I learned that
I'm
from
sorry
Body
I
Illusion.
told anybody that way. I'm sorry I told anybody that
And
way.
rabbits don't
It's
fart.
just a bizarre thing. I came across it and I went, yeah, that's just bizarre, you know?
They're so tiny. They have to be really tiny, tiny teeth. Like
Okay,
Yeah.
snails aren't
I'm
that
gonna show you the
big.
picture of my favorite
Okay.
tattoo that I have.
Okay.
It's this
Okay.
one.
You found it?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's pretty. The feather. Oh,
Isn't
that's
it
pretty.
lovely? So
Uh-huh.
what this
Is
is
that from when you got it,
there's
or like a recent
pardon?
photo? I said, was that from when you first
This
got it, or is
is
that a recent-ish photo?
that was about a year after I got it or
Oh
so.
wow, it held up really well. Color can be
Oh
tricky.
yeah. No, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Um, but there's a Bible verse that Psalm 91, verse 4. And it says, he shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge. So all of the feathers that are floating down, all of the feathers are my family's birthstone colors. So I am the bottom one, and they're all landing on me. So they're being covered with this feathers. So those are all the birthstone colors of my family.
That's a really neat.
Very
design
cool.
concept. I love it.
What can I say?
Yeah.
I like my tattoo, and it's huge.
Yeah.
My nephew recently
You
was
don't need
like,
a mother's ring. You have a mother's tattoo, right?
I do, yes. And actually, I'm going to get another mother's tattoo. I have myself and each of my daughters have a photograph of our pinky finger, the fingerprint of our pinky fingers. And I'm going to get them tattooed on my wrist in the shape of a heart. So one pinky, and then that'll make a heart. And basically it's like a pinky promise with my daughters. So
that's
going to be.
That's very cool.
Freaking cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, my nephew was like, do you regret any of your tattoos? And I'm like, you're 9. Where are you getting this concept of regret? Oh, adults say stuff all the time. Who knows? My family's so silly because like when I got my first tattoo, I was 18 and I designed it myself. I went and got it when I visited my birth sister in Colorado. And when I came home at first, my dad's like, is that real? And I'm like, huh? And then like, I'm 14 in. You think when I get a new one, they wouldn't be like, shock. We didn't see this coming. Like the first one was shocking because when I was 18, I was like, everyone with tattoos will regret them. Like I was very ignorant at 18.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then I always
good
think
night, Mama.
18-year-old
Enjoy your supper.
18-year-old me would look at 34-year-old me and be like, are we the same person?
My daughter, when she was one of my daughters, when she was a teenage, like 13, 14 years old, I had already gotten one of my tattoos. I now have 3. I had gotten one of my tattoos. And she's like, Mommy, can I get a tattoo? I said, absolutely. After you're 18 years old. You wait till you're 18.
I do firmly believe that anybody who tattoos minors is unethical. And not that I think that young people can't design a tattoo they'll love for the rest of their life, but there's like a lot of education that went into my decision to like do a full sleeve. And there, for example, like knowing my medical history, like it's important for you to know your medical history because essentially a tattoo is an open wound. I mean, they use needles, they tattoo it into your skin, and then you have to heal it properly for like weeks or for larger pieces, sometimes for months to get it to evenly heal and all this stuff. And like now that I know my limits, like how long I can sit for and like what I need to bring with me, like there's a lot to consider that I don't think that kids can withstand. And even some adults make mistakes with sitting too long. Like if you fatigue your body, like if you try to push it past,
you go into shock.
You can go into shock. And that's why when people want to get back pieces or full arms, they don't do them all at once. You do it in sections and you spend time letting it fully heal before you get the next part done. So it's like I did a lot of research in my teens, and I watch a lot of modified people on YouTube talk about tattoos. So, yeah.
Yeah. I got all the little feathers first, and then I got the large plume after.
Yeah. It's interesting.
So why can't you have tattoos? Let us know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I wonder if it's medical or back in the day when
You also can't you can't give blood either. That much I know. He can't be a donator for blood either. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Is it your whole back, Arya, or just like a piece on your back? because backs and feet and areas that are closer to nerve centers, often they split those into pieces because it's like, your nervous system, your nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh,
That's an
hemophilia.
awesome.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh,
Oh my
Yep.
goodness.
okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
That makes
Yeah.
I
sense.
was like, there's got to be
That
a
makes
medical.
sense. Both reasons.
Oh,
I was
absolutely.
gonna say also
Yeah.
too, over the years, they've started making like better inks.
Mm-hmm.
They've started making like red inks used to give a lot of people allergies because there were metals in there. Now they're
Yep.
going away from that and using different. A lot of places use like like, I don't want to say non-animal product, but like vegan inks that don't
Mm-hmm.
have like chemicals in them and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
the science of tattooing is actually really, really interesting.
It is. It really is.
Well, and it also depends on the pressure of the artists themselves too. How
True. Yeah.
deep they go
How
into,
heavy-handed, yeah.
because sometimes you can
Science,
get pretty scabbed up. You know what
you
I mean?
can. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I always recommend people to really push artists and be like, do you have photos of your clients after they've healed their tattoos up to a year or more later?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because obviously the first day you get it, it's going to look amazing because it's day one.
Yes.
But then over
Mhm.
time, when it scabs and like that's normal, it's a healing. Again, wounds heal by scabbing.
Mm-hmm.
So once it's healed and you've been out in the world with it, then you can see like the effect of like if they're really heavy-handed, it could cause scarring.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Yeah.
people who've said like don't go
And, or you got to
person.
go back and recolor the scar, or
Yeah.
whatever.
And if you already
Right?
have scars, it's really worth doing research into people who specialize in scar cover-ups. If you have a tattoo that you don't like, you could get them lasered off. That takes a long time. It's also painful. Like if it
It's
comes
very
to the point
painful.
where a cover-up wouldn't work, like for example, my
Yeah.
shoulder piece it's that cross I showed you, Kim. Like that's pretty big. If at one point
It's
for
huge.
some reason I didn't like it anymore, it would be pretty impossible to get that covered up without doing laser.
Yeah.
Just because of
Absolutely.
it's so big, and usually with cover-ups they go darker because they have to cover up
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
whatever is already there. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
really interesting. I just love learning. So I was like, I'll just learn everything I can about this.
Well, that's the best.
So
That's the best.
my advice is always go into the shop. Like even if you find them on Instagram and
Yeah.
they have a ton of good reviews, because the thing is, you're trusting this person with your body for however long.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Mm-hmm. And
reviews
it's
are
permanent.
fine, but like meet them. And if you get a weird vibe, it's okay to back out. Like a lot of artists
Mm-hmm.
will have you commit a down payment. If you back out, they keep that down payment because they have to make something with their career.
Right.
But then
Right.
you
Right.
could have weighed, I got a weird feeling, fine, take the down payment. I'm gonna
Yeah.
run away. You're not obligated to stick it out if you get a creepy feeling. But
Yeah.
you won't know if you
Well,
have
I
a
always
creepy feeling until you meet them in person.
I
Yeah.
always thought, I don't know about across the country or other countries, but I know in California you don't even have to have a license, to be a tattoo
Yeah.
artist. You just go out there and put up a sign and say, I'm a tattoo artist. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, no.
shouldn't you
Like
have some kind of skill towards sterilization or bacterias or some kind of, I don't know, schooling?
You get
I don't know.
education on it, but if they use there are education classes and stuff where you learn how to sterilize and like having an autoclave or Indigo. Somebody's trying to give you a Coke.
oh, my roommate. Sorry, I thought you were really
I just see this disembodied arm holding a Coke.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty cool, actually.
That was kind of cool, yeah. Now I forgot where I was going.
I have
Anyway,
the
so Barbie
background
has
on.
The studies they have to go through, the trainings.
right. They have to go through studies. They have autoclaves, so that's how you would sanitize even medical equipment. They use an autoclave, so it goes so super hot, nothing is possibly able to survive, and then it'll cool down. But then there are certain things that are a one use only, like the needles. You cannot
Right.
autoclave that clean. So yeah, those are a
Right.
one and done. But yeah,
Right.
that's something that if they don't know how to do that
So
kind of
there,
stuff,
that's
you're right. You
basically,
just
if you
run
don't see
away.
them opening it up
A
on the
couple things
paper,
to say to your question. Red inks used to use iron oxide, which can
Mhm.
interact with MRIs. But like I said before,
For sure.
they've removed also makeup uses a lot of stuff like talc and other things. That's why they say like you can't
Yep.
wear makeup when you're going in to get scanned either. They basically want to make sure there's nothing that can get sucked into the magnet.
Mm.
But most of the time these days, if you have sensitive skin, sometimes they'll make sure that you don't get burned because like it's a giant scanning tube thing.
Yes,
There's a
exactly.
lot of
right?
heat in there. And so they might ask like, okay, well, how new is your tattoo? Like for me, all my tattoos are fully healed. I haven't gotten work done since last June. But like say I got a
Mhm.
tattoo, like I wouldn't because that would be a waste of the doctor's time. But like let's say I scheduled an MRI and then got a tattoo 2 days before that. They probably would be like, we're not putting you in there. Like we
Yeah,
like,
we'll
Too
reschedule
no,
you.
sensitive to skin.
that's a bad plan.
Yeah.
And for your question about licensing, yes, in the tattoo community, people who just buy machines offline are called scratchers for a reason. There is training, like
Mhm.
a lot of it's older fashioned. It's really hard. Like you go to school, maybe some tattoo artists actually went to art school before they went to get tattoo licenses. In Chicago, if you own a tattoo studio, you have to post your annual safety certificate on the wall to show
Oh,
that you passed your safety exam. And if you don't do that and you haven't passed your safety exam and you tattoo somebody, you can either get shut down. Chicago's very serious. Like the city is really
Totally.
serious about health and safety. But yeah,
yeah,
it's a
Yeah.
California
oh, I said
never
a
had a
lot of
license.
my brain.
Really.
You've opened my
No,
tattoo
that but
filing
that was also
cabinet
back in
here
the
in my
day
head.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Same with piercings. I would say if your
Mhm.
child wants piercings, I really discourage you not to go to Claire's or anyone who uses a gun, a tattoo gun,
Mhm.
because the way those work is they do cause, and some people just get keloids, which are like hard
Scar
skin
tissue.
reactions in the piercings. But I will say I'm a
Mhm.
clean person. I clean my ears, I clean my jewelry, and because they were done with tattoo guns, they get nasty every time. And I'm if I had gone and gotten them done with a like a regular piercing needle, I don't think that would happen. So,
yeah,
yeah, there's a lot of good reasons to do the right to go to the people, and if they're like, "We want this much money," well, it's their job. And also if they're a
Mhm.
really good artist, they're worth it.
Mhm.
Some of them. Some of them are
Mhm.
definitely a little full of themselves because they were on a tattoo show, like, one time. But
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Or I love the ones that say, "I'm a good tattoo artist. Look at my tattoos," and I'm thinking, you didn't put those on you. That's somebody else's artwork. You know what I mean?
That's right.
sometimes
Have you
yeah, and
Yep.
ever?
sometimes no. The easiest places to tattoo yourself would be your thighs and your arm because you could hold it still and do it on yourself. So a lot of times before they let an apprentice tattoo a customer, they'll either have them
Mhm.
tattoo themselves or someone else in the studio just to make sure that
Yeah,
um because there's a lot of artists out there, if you talk to them, they'll be like, I was told I wanted to put my cross on my arm, and my arms are sticks. Like, look at my tiny freaking bicep. Okay. So my tattoo artist at the time was like, your bicep is so small that this design over time will basically bleed together and be illegible, because when you age, you know, your skin does all sorts of stuff. And she's like,
Yeah.
I want to see how you feel about putting it on your shoulder, because it will age better and work better with the flow of your body there. So yeah, artists know.
Like I say, my rows up here, my stem just gets longer and longer and longer. You know?
Well, actually, my second tattoo is on my ribs, and the tattoo artist who did it, he actually tilted it, because I was like, can you just put it straight? And he's like, well, if I do that and you get pregnant or gain weight, it's going to warp the design. And so I've actually noticed it kept its integrity and its color and its shape and stuff. And I got that when I was like 21. So it's been a decade, and it's still a beautiful tattoo. Well, also I wear a shirt all the time, so the sun doesn't really see it. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Sun damage, just living your life.
The color stays good.
I don't get I don't get the people who get tattoos and then try to like jump in the ocean right after. I'm like, oh, that's a bad plan. That's a bad plan.
No,
for
that's
so many
bad.
reasons.
Sharks can smell the blood. Do you not know this?
You only do it once.
You don't go feed in the ocean. It's not worth it.
Exactly. Well, ladies, my husband is making supper, so I should probably head that direction.
Mr. Kim.
Thank you for coming. We need to do this again.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for the invitation. Indigo, it was wonderful speaking with you.
You too.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
for coming.
All right.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Mwah.
We come from different paths, but we're not alone. Carrying stories in the shadows, aching to be shown. Through the pain and healing, together we will rise. With every open heart, we see through clearer eyes. You are my brother, my sister, my friend. In this space, the broken pieces mend. No hate, just love and hands to hold. A place where every soul is bold. I'm my brother's keeper, I'm my sister's guide. Standing here together with nothing left to hide. We lift each other up when the world feels torn apart. We're keepers of the flame, we're the healers of the heart.
Some come with scars, some come with dreams. In this circle, we're more than what we seem. No judgment here, just voices to be heard. Through laughter, through the tears, we find every word.
I'm my brother's keeper, I'm my sister's guide. Standing here together with nothing left to hide. We lift each other up when the world feels torn apart. We're keepers of the flame, we're the healers of the heart. keep